Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Offensive breakdown. By the time you probably see this is evening. We're not even going to intro it. Let's just roll it. Let's just get into it now. As we talked about Friday, Kentucky is primarily a soft shell, soft zone coverage. Very first play of the game, well, technically the second after the false start, you can tell it's zone because he's here and this DB's already out of the picture, right? So a lot of ways to counter out that is just quick to the flats. You have guys run off and you have open areas here. And it's kind of what you do to start this game. You don't make it difficult. You don't make it hard. You just get your ball into the hands of your playmakers and you allow them to go make plays. I mean, and you get little by little. I think this one winds up going to, Mario Anderson, and you just keep going and you go and going. You get a drop here by Anderson, but early on it was evident that the key was we're going to get the ball out quick and we're going to get them out of zone, and maybe not necessarily out of zone, but maybe not playing as far back. But they did a very good job on the first scripted. And what do I mean by scripted? I don't mean that in a condescending way. Dude, this dude's a beast. But what do I mean by scripted? I mean, most of these drives coming into the game, into the start of the second half, they have an idea. They have a set of plays they're going to run. Now, do you have a script or a scripted play for a second and 28? No. But that's typically what happens. But first, let me show you why the second and third quarter was difficult. Deion Walker here. Absolute man. It's not even doing it justice. Let's start it from the beginning. He's clearly over here playing defensive end. He is going to pick up and not only realize that it's a run play, but where exactly it's going. And doesn't even worry about trying to bother himself with any of this. Waits and attacks. And instead of having a decent game, he does that. Now, here's my thing. The whistle blew about right back here. How this was not thrown, I don't understand. And it wasn't like this was just a one-time occasion. The refs absolutely were horrendous. Horrendous last night or Saturday night. But nice little thing here. So when you bunch, typically you're doing this. Typically, especially when you do this in zone, it makes this a whole lot more difficult. But they lined up in man. They straight up played man over here, which shocked me. But that's what they did. You're going to have, I think, Amari Brown go off. It's pretty much a runoff route. You're going to have Nick Harbor come and sit, and then you're going to have Leggett on an out route. And just easy pitch and catch to Leggett. Like, good luck doing that. Now, if you want to play man on Leggett, by all means, you give your best shot and hope for the best. So we got Deion Walker here now. So see, here's the thing, or was that Walker? Yes, it was. So obviously, when Walker got in obvious passing down situations, he didn't necessarily look the best, but he adjusted really, really quick. Because y'all do a decent job on these first two drives. As you can see, you're limiting them. You have a great pocket. Heck of a catch by Mario. By the way, there was nothing open downfield. I know a lot of people are probably wondering, well, why did he throw it? Why are we throwing it here? There was nothing open downfield. Spencer making Spencer plays and the defensive holding. If this dude doesn't hold Amari Brown, he's taking off. Spencer's just duping it for a touchdown. Heck of a play. So, I love everything about this. So, again, the easiest way to create more of an issue for these defensive linemen is to move the launch point. We talked about it a lot. Matter of fact, I asked Spencer Rattler about it after the North Carolina game when they played Furman. They did this right after Furman. when they kind of realize, yeah, we might need to move a couple things here. So this is all this is, moving the pocket, allowing levels to kind of do their thing and get someone open. And he does a good job of simply just waiting it out, and then boom, getting it to an open guy. Forcing that linebacker to step up. So that was extremely good from Spencer. And then the red zone play. I'm not sure if it's this one. I think it is this. I think it is. Yes. This play has been. Well, oh no, this is Lenora Sellers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is Lenora Sellers. Lenora Sellers, my bad. I'll just let y'all. There's nothing to really watch here. It was a good read. Defensive end cut crashes, so he keeps the ball. He gets the first down. You do a good job. You get out. The only nitpicking thing, and I'll say this when we get into it, when they get back into that formation, because we got a lot of clips to watch. I'm going to try not to keep y'all in here too long. I mean, good grief. This is it. This is a touchdown play. So I love every single bit of it. All this is a slot fade. That's all it is. And Xavier Legette has to do his job of making it harder for his man to stay on him. And it's exactly what he does. A little double move, and it's all she wrote. Wasn't even a challenge. The boot got me. But then we go into the second drive. Very first thing we do, again, we just roll, we move the pocket, we hit a Legette on an easy little dump down pass. We're just moving the ball. Hand the ball off to Legette. Legette has some good vision, by the way. Tree Babalade has got to do better here. Love Tree. I love everything he's done. We got to get our hands on this guy, Tree. We get our hands on this guy, Tree. Legette might still be running because he's got all this. We need Tree to get out there a little bit quicker, be a little bit more athletic. Maybe this DB still comes down, but need Tree to get out there and block that a little bit better. Beautiful. So another little thing here where I've talked about it a couple times here. It's like I just don't get how do you defend this? Because anytime they have 8 and 17 on the same side of the field, it's kind of like just good luck and hope for the best. This is just an easy concept where you're going to have Harbor come and just sit, and you're going to have Legette come out, and then one of these two have to pick. If either one of you or both of you pick one, Spencer's going to the other. Well, they completely ignore Harbor, and they both watch Legette. And so that's why you have Harbor just sitting right there in the middle of the field. Great concept, great find. Made it easy for both Spencer and Harbor. Yeah, there's Dion Walker. So this is what happened throughout the second and third quarter. You can't see it, but at the snap, your right guard and your right tackle get destroyed. Now, this tells me it's supposed to be a combination block, or Lee just completely gives up on it because he moves up to the next level. So when you're supposed to be doing this, if this is coming out here, if I'm not mistaken, with a combination block, it would make no sense for ball to be on Walker's right shoulder. So Rashawn Lee did not do a good enough job of passing that off, if that is what's supposed to happen, because he does move up to the next level. So I'm just assuming that is what's being asked of him. And when you don't pass that off well enough and you're running to the left, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get blown up. So if that was a combination block, we got to hand that off much, much better. And we got to have ball get on the other side of Walker much, much quicker as well. Moving the launch point again. Nothing there, so we run. Spencer took a lot of these hits. Played like a man that needed to win and wanted to win. Another good job from Spencer Rattler. Talky talk. Talky talk, Spence. Yeah, there he is again. This just completely baffles me. I don't know why. Again, if it's a read, fine. Spencer is staring at the end. Maybe it's a read option. I'm not sure. It's got to be. Surely they don't have Walker out there on the edge just not being defended. And Spencer probably should have kept it. But so that's one I wish I could ask about. See, that's why we watch film, guys. That's why we watch it. So I wish I could watch this with Dal Loggins. I wish I could watch this with Spencer Rattler and say, hey, what was supposed to happen here? I wish we hit this earlier. We had it. Now, it doesn't matter, but we had it here. So he's clearly looking over here. Goes to the progression, not there. He's going to come here, not there. And because he looks here, you're going to have linebacker drop off. You're going to have Legette right about here. But right about here, we get hands. It's go time because of what you've been through all season. So his fight or flight kind of takes over. It doesn't necessarily see Legette there and just kind of deals off and runs anyway. It works out. Doesn't particularly matter at the end of the day, but again, it's just one of those things where you see, well, Legette was open in the flat. This is I think the holding call. Yeah, Braswell just gets too far outside. Still think it was ticky-tacky, but gets too far outside, over pursues it. Another one, the obvious draw. And a lot of fans are getting frustrated. You can hear them underneath the press box. Throw the ball with Sellers. I promise you it's coming. Last thing you want is something like that to be put on film against Clemson. Matter of fact, Shane Beamer said in the press conference they did not want that when Sellers pulled it and ran it for like 40 yards. Didn't want that to be on film. So it is what it is at this point. And then, so that last play, so this one's on Spencer, and I'll show you why in just a second. But the last thing you want when you're trying to, and this is a broken play. Obviously, there's zero chance, I believe, Loggins has three guys designed to go to the same spot. But when a play is broken, you don't want to see this. There ain't nothing you gonna do, and Spencer's gonna have to bite whatever it is, and that's what he winds up doing. But this pass right here is on Spencer. Should go 14-0. Spencer kind of short arms it here and kind of throws it at Legette and not throwing Legette open. You're about to see it here to the spot. Should have been a touchdown. Should be up 14-0. Game might just completely change here instead of only being 10. You're about to see it right here. Kind of short arm throws it to him and not in front of him, and gives the linebacker a chance. But now let's watch and see what goes horribly wrong in the second and the third quarter. You run the ball, nowhere to go. Again, I don't know if we've done this quite a few times here. This to me looks licked now. I don't see anything, and Mario's got to have this vision. Has to, in my opinion. But instead, we kind of run to the spot where the play was called and not necessarily to the open gap or the open lane. Again, easier said from here than it is on the field, and it might not be what he's taught to do. Spencer taking a man's life. Number 13, his ankles are now in a better place. Spencer makes the plays of the legs today. Or Saturday. It's definitely not Saturday anymore. Another view of it. Ski! Oh, Lord, our Father who art in heaven, my ankles are gone today. So all that good stuff. And then 3rd and 3. The hesitation. So one, Spencer hesitates. You're going to see it here. I'm going to show you the wide angles. But you're going to see Spencer kind of look here, look back here, and then look back, and then not only throw it late, but throw it inside. You can't, if you're going to be late, the last thing you can do is throw it inside. But that's what he does. So just watch him here. He's going to look, come, look, and then throws it, and it's going to be inside. So look, boom, hesitate, throws inside, gives 31 a play to make a play or a chance to make a play on the ball. You're about to see a different couple angles here. So look, as you can see, boom, you had them, but we throw it inside. We throw it on the outside shoulder. It's either going to be a pass interference or Simon's going to come up with the catch. So just a couple of miscues. That's 2 missed throws so far from Spence. Again, Spencer played out of his mind. I'm just telling you, or playing extremely well for what he was being stacked up against. But you get it out quick here. This play should have been doomed from the start. This has to be we know it's a bad snap. We shouldn't even try to pitch it at this point. But again, I get trying to get it to your playmaker. But right here, this play's over. It's already too late. It's already too far of a pitch. You might want to just eat it. But instead, we pitch it anyway. And I love Xavier. I really do. We can't do this. We can't go from a 2nd and 5 to a 2nd and 22. I know you're trying to make a play, and if anybody can make a play like that, it is you. But we can't afford to put ourselves in 3rd and 22. Man, that rhymed, didn't it? And then this is just getting your punter enough room to actually punt the ball. You're in no way trying to do it. And then later on in that quarter, again, it's about to be the best run play of your life. Watch right here. You got Nick trying to get on him. You got a pulling guard action. And then Rashawn Lee has to get off. But the spin, and Nick's like, oh, wait a minute. He gone. Uh-oh. He's here. Now he's not. He's here. Now he's not. And then he just goes and makes a play, dude. The dude is an absolute monster. He really is. He will be a Sunday guy for sure. Another little high snap, moving the launch point. There is nothing open downfield. Absolutely nothing at all. Just in case you were wondering. And then this is trying to get it to Mario to see if he makes a play. So you kind of put yourself in bad spots back to back. And you had to take a sack because there was nothing there. Probably could have thrown it away because you're outside of the pocket, but we didn't. It is what it is. So the start of this second half, again, let's get the ball. Boom, 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 boom. But then this is where Kentucky picks up on it, and they start playing a little bit closer up. What happens here? Oh, dude, this ball here. I wish it was completed. This was a ball and a half. And to not even have your feet set is beyond. So here, this right here, and you're going to see at the end of this, I don't know if I cut it here or not, you're going to see Spencer point ahead. This is kind of on Harbor. Harbor's job here, because the whole point is for Simon to catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage. So if you do that, you can initiate this crack block. I don't know if it's on him or him. It's one of these two. I believe it's him. But Harbor kind of is lackadaisical getting there, and he doesn't. And the guy that he's supposed to block, him. He doesn't get there in time, and 11 makes the play. So, again, just a little thing. So, Harbor is going to be extremely good. He's still got a lot to learn. And then Spencer still gives Leggett a chance here. It would have been a tough toe drag, but you got Sellers in again. You're giving him a different look. You hand it off. Mario Brown doesn't really have anywhere to go. I mean, Kentucky is a very good, savvy defense. Now, I said we were going to talk about this. So here's the only thing if I'm going to nitpick. I love Spencer. I love Sellers. What I don't love is them being on the field at the same exact time. And here's why. I get you don't know who's going to throw the ball kind of thing. I will almost be willing to guarantee you're never going to see this throw to that throw. Never. You're never going to hand the ball off or a toss sweep action. Maybe you do. Or a toss sweep action. You go, and then this guy comes back. I just don't see that happen at all. So, right here, you are now playing 10 on 11. I don't like those odds. I don't. Against the defense has already played you pretty daggone good. So, for me, if you're going to run this package, let's get Spencer off the field and let's get another receiver on. That's just me. If we're going to nitpick. There's Walker again. Just making a play, dude. Just making a play. And then you got to throw in 3rd and 6, and Spencer just doesn't get enough on it. It's there. It's open. Spencer, just kind of look at this motion here. He kind of and then doesn't get into it. It's kind of we get down, but we don't get enough into it. It was there. But how much time we got? 10 minutes. We doing this perfectly. So after the hold and call, this is the touchdown drive, or the game-winning touchdown drive, essentially. Your athlete or your star players, let me get up in here. Your star players came up big. And not just your star players, your offensive line played the best series it played all game. And after how poorly they were, or how poorly they played in the 2nd and 3rd quarter, and again, not me bashing, that's me telling you how it is, because that's exactly what they would tell you. That's what Coach T would tell you. That's what Shane Beamer said. Got to play better. This is by far the best that they played. Let's watch it. So we try to get it to Amari Brown. Oh, Lord, here we go. Nothing's blocked. Kentucky's licked it. They're there. Well, so now what do you run here? Well, let's just try to get it back to 3rd and 10. So we'll get this. We've been trying to hit it all game. This is a heck of a linebacker. But this is going to be a heck of a concept. For this concept to work, you have to block. If you don't block, this concept does not work. You see Amari Brown here. Legette is going to be down here. Trey Knox is going to motion here. What Trey Knox is going to do is do this little action and come back out and sit. What Amari Brown is supposed to do is a deep post. But what Legette's going to do is this deep Dover route, or this dig route. And so essentially, if you have time, you're going to force this linebacker to sit with the tight end and force this safety to run here. So if they're in zone, which it looks like they are, this is going to be here. If your line blocks, let's count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, and nobody was close. That was huge from the offensive line. Again, the only way that works is if this happens. And you do an extremely good job. That's the only way it works. Only way it works. Beautiful. When you needed it most, they stepped up. If you can't block them, hold them. Again, it's not a hold unless it's called. But y'all, this is what that is. Just to show you. Yeah, right there. You can't do that. But hey, they didn't call it, so it didn't happen. So you get a nice little 8-yard run here. I think you just hand it back off to Mario and tell him to go get 2 yards. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You toughen it out, you get 2 yards. Oh, notice this. And I need to go back and look and see. Oh, he was. There's no 0 on the field. And assume. So look, just real quick. He wasn't on the play here either. Huh, so no 0 on the field there. Or there. Very strange to me to not have your best defensive player on the field on this drive. That's 2 plays, because he was on the 3rd and 15 play. And he ain't here, and I think they finally realized he ain't back in here. I'll go be there. Force him to stay on there. Again, this is the complexity of playing. Oh, no, it's a runoff route, so he's got to go with him. So, I mean, it's just good. It's good concepts. Kentucky has this lit. The fact that Amari Brown only made it a loss of 2 is a big win. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it's a big win. And I don't agree with that flag either. I get the whole like the blindside block thing, but that's rough. I'm not sure what you want him to do here. Xavier Legette just being Xavier Legette. The Tree. I love Tree, but Tree says get off. But he go push. Tree's go push this man 5 yards down the field into the tackle. Should have been a late hit, by the way. It didn't get called, but it is what it is. And then this right here, this is Legette in his mind saying, hey, you ever go another drive without giving me the ball at least once, we fight. No, that's not what he really said. Don't take that out of context. Oh, that's going to be taken out of context. Oh, the play. We're going to call it the play because everything could have gone wrong. And I mean everything. But it didn't. Very first thing. We go to change an assignment. We see something we don't like. Oh, shoot. There's 3 seconds on the clock. I ain't got time to do that. Let me get back real quick and snap the ball with 1 second. And he's going to get it. Braswell does an extremely good job. This is a freshman here. A freshman. You can see already his eyes are on this linebacker. He has already picked up before the snap that this linebacker is coming. And that is his responsibility. If he does not pick it up, play's over. You're going to have to settle for a field goal. And then hope your defense can get another stop. Boom, licks it. First thing he does. Now the next thing you need, because of something like this, because what Spencer used to would have done, roll out. And then tried to create or force something. But instead, if we can keep this here, we now have a pocket to step up into and release. The play all along, in my opinion, was to Legette. All he had to do was make this man miss. But again, we have to have a pocket to step up into. And we do. We have it. It's clear. Offensive line does a good job. And as soon as this man's back is to where Legette's going, plays over. And I think Spencer knows. That's why Spencer releases it here. I mean, on the break, before ball's already here, before Legette even breaks, ball's out. And Spencer, in my opinion, reads that. Reads that number 23's back was where Legette was going, lets it fly. So everything that could have gone wrong, and I mean everything, and I got to shrink down so I can get in the camera. Everything that could have gone wrong with that play went right. Had a true freshman pick up a blitzing linebacker, saw it before the snap, even realized it, picked it up. You had the offensive line do a good enough job to still allow that small pocket to step in. Spencer Rattler reads the DB's back is where, or pointed to where, Legette is running to, and throws it at the break. I mean, as soon as he breaks, it's released, and that's the only time you can throw that football. If you throw it a little bit later, throw it a little bit sooner, there could have been a play made. But everything that could have gone wrong went right that play, and you won the football game. Was it pretty? Absolutely not. But when you got it, or when you needed to, your stars came and they made football plays, ladies and gentlemen. When your offensive line was needed, they made football plays, ladies and gentlemen. When your freshman was needed, they made a football play, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't pretty, but hey, they got another game to play to get for a bowl eligibility. We will see you tomorrow for defensive film.